Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Inside Tulsa Athletics. Hope you're going to enjoy the coaches that we have aboard today, as we're going to be talking about spring sports. As you well know, we're getting to the end of sports season on the high school level. So we're going to be visiting with soccer coaches. We're going to visit with basketball, football, as well as track. All of them coming aboard here on Inside Tulsa Athletics. So don't go away. Stay with us. I know you'll enjoy it.
Stuff. When you don't want it, what do you do with it? Go to tulsarefuse.org. There, you'll learn what to do with stuff you don't know what to do with. Just give us a click. tulsarefuse.org. It's what you do when you don't know what to do with stuff. Are you suffering from stuff? Stuff you don't know how to get rid of? Go to tulsarefuse.org. Learn how to get rid of stuff easily and properly. tulsarefuse.org. Just give us a click. It's that simple.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics as we welcome aboard the head Memorial High School girls soccer coach, Omar Chavez. And Omar, it's good to have you aboard and beginning your third year coaching girls soccer at Memorial High School. Kind of give us an update on what the team has been like this past year.
Well, thanks for having me. This year was a good year this year. We had a good class returning from the last couple years. They're junior class this year, and they've kind of the glue of this team, really. We only had 3 seniors this year, which isn't a horrible loss as far as moving forward next year. We can work with that. As far as playing and stuff goes this year, we had some tough competition. We had Kelly, Kasha, Coweta, Edison. District was kind of against us this year. So we had a lot of work ahead of us. But as far as coming out and performing, our girls did great.
You know, that's what I think is always interesting, regardless of win and loss columns, when the kids perform the way the coach wants them to do and meet your expectations. And that's what you're saying your girls did.
Yeah, that's your main goal as a coach, is you want your kids to develop and have them succeed. And like you said, not necessarily by wins. It's not always about that. Yes, would you love to win every single game? Ideally, yes. But when you have that success and growth, that's where.
Well, did you have some players that you expected maybe a little more than they provided? Or did you have some players that went much farther than what you expected, kind of the development of them?
Speaking of that junior class, there one girl this year that just really killed it, I thought, was Daniela Marufo. She came out and she's almost at that point right now where she's wanting to play that next level, that next college level, and she's hitting those marks. Every year since her freshman year, it's been growing and growing and growing. And like I said, that junior class is just super stacked. You have Carson Hazel, Kat Henson. And like I said, these girls are just wanting to keep growing and keep growing. They keep driving this team forward. So like I said, there's plenty of girls on this team I can go on and on about. But as a whole, like I said, this team has been great.
Well, it seems like that you are really happy with what they have done. Now, the feeder program, that's always very important, to have kids coming aboard who want to be a part of the program and who have the desire to do so. And
it's funny because we have, Memorial Junior High coming in. We didn't get to watch necessarily a whole lot of them this year moving forward. But we've had girls come to the games, and as soon as the game's done, they've been like, okay, what do we need to do for next year? When are tryouts going to be? So it's great hearing that. We hope to hold tryouts here within the next couple weeks and see what exactly we have to move forward with. But like I said, that junior class will become seniors next year, so it's a great to actually start off on a good foot, knowing that we have that there.
Do you have kids in your soccer program that participate on other athletic teams?
Actually, like I said, we had a senior this year who played volleyball and was one of their captains there, and she, like I said, all-around athlete. We had a couple do cross country.
Omar, when you look at that, it seems like more and more that kids are specializing in one sport, where it used to be why they may play 3 sports. But now with your soccer program going on in the spring, do most of your kids just play soccer?
Majority of them just play soccer, and it's gotten to that point now where it's not, you want them to play in those other sports, you do, but it's gotten to that point where it's almost taxing on them, on their body, and that's where you want to look out for is their health, because you got kids that come to cross country practice and then they go to club practice, and then during soccer season they're going an hour and a half with us and they go 2 hours at club practice in the evening, and then they have 3 games on the weekend. So like I said, it does become a lot for those multi-sport athletes.
Well, when you take a look now that the season is over, what will you do with your kids between now and the end of school?
Well, biggest thing right now is, like I said, we figure out what girls are coming in next year, what girls are going to be sticking with it. And hopefully, like I said, we set up a decent summer program where they're able to go on their own, do their own fitness, and like I said, really just have them come back that following year fit and ready to go when I get them. That way, like I said, we have that out of the way, and we don't have to worry about that.
Do they have any kind of a summer program that they become involved in where they are still playing soccer?
There's a lot of the girls that still play competitive soccer during the summertime. And like I said, they'll start that up. I mean, honestly, in the next couple of weeks, a few of these tournaments already started here recently. So they'll pick that up, and that'll go all the way up until the school year. So
When you have a team like what you have had this past year, does that more or less build a little more confidence in what they're doing, and also provide a situation where kids coming into the program, this is what we want to do?
Oh yeah, I think since about, like I said, my first year coming in, we kind of did some things as far as winning games. They hadn't really seen that. Last year we made playoffs for the first time in, I think it was like 12 years or something. So like I said, I think people see that growth and they see the competitiveness that now Memorial is having, and they want to play in that. You have girls, like I said, coming that are really interested in doing that. And like I said, this next group, I'm super confident that our growth is going to keep going in the following years.
You know, just real quickly, do you find girls soccer growing throughout the city of Tulsa?
Yeah, I think soccer as a whole is growing, even just from whenever I played. Now the tournaments and the college showcases that they have, it's crazy how fast it's grown.
Well, Omar, we appreciate you coming aboard. I want you to continue coaching the girls soccer at Memorial, and maybe one of these days bring home a gold ball.
Hey, that's the main goal there.
Stay with us on Inside Tulsa Athletics. More coming up right after this.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education.
What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job?
Be like everybody else.
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher.
You got the skills.
The smarts?
Yes, you.
You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess?
What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Are you suffering from stuff? Stuff you don't know how to get rid of? Go to TulsaRefuse.org. Learn how to get rid of stuff easily and properly. TulsaRefuse.org. Just give us a click. It's that simple.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics as we welcome aboard the head baseball coach at Memorial High School, Chase Justice. Chase, when we take a look at the Memorial Chargers, it seems like that they have a very potentially good baseball team in what I've seen. So I'd like, as the head coach, give us a comment on it.
Well, yes, we do have a very solid baseball team, but at the same time, we've had some major roadblocks we've hit. Our best left-handed pitcher came to us after the summer, and he was injured. He hadn't been able to play, or he'd been able to play. He hadn't been able to pitch much. The one outing he had, he threw phenomenal, but we just haven't been able to get him back on the mound. He's been hurting a little bit. And then it kind of seems like as he came back, one of our better right-handed pitchers breaks his finger over at Edison, is not allowed to play until hopefully tomorrow.
Gosh.
And we just recently got back from Tennessee, first inning in Tennessee. One of our better relief pitchers takes a 90-mile-an-hour fastball on the right elbow, so he hasn't been able to pitch for a couple of weeks. I mean, it's been up and down, but yes, I 100% agree, and that's why I tell the kids every day, no one's seen us at our best yet, not even us. So that's hopefully where we're going to be at for regionals, as everyone's back healthy, all that kind of good stuff.
Up to this point, from the beginning of the season, of course, you weren't expecting these tragedies that helping the kids. But was the progress of the team pretty much as you expected?
Progress has been good. Actually, progress has been much faster than expected. I know our record doesn't show that, but we've had to kind of jostle around our defense. We have our first baseman playing third base basically all year. We've had some very, very young guys be put in roles that maybe they weren't ready for, but they've come a long way since the fall, the short practices in the fall and through the spring and stuff like that, especially on the mound. That's where I know we have a bunch of pitching issues right now, but right now we have a young pitcher that's doing a phenomenal job for us, and it's eating innings. But progression-wise, hopefully with these young kids playing, that it's money in the bank for the next 2-3 years.
So when you mention young kids, you are a young team. You're not going to lose many seniors this year?
We're going to lose 5 seniors, and that's kind of average. But, at the same time, they're not all in the field at the same time. And 2 of those injuries that I mentioned, the 2 starting pitchers, are seniors, so they've had time off the field. So that's where a bunch of the progress with the younger guys has come, is because they're having to fill a senior's shoes as a freshman or sophomore, and that's where we're at with that, yeah.
Chase, when I talk to high school baseball coaches, it seems like that all of the coaches really do a lot to prepare their team by getting a real tough schedule that they play. Has your schedule been tough like that? And what tournament? You said you went to a tournament in Tennessee?
Mm-hmm.
Have you been to another tournament back here? Kind of bring us up to date on those.
We have. Our schedule has been tough, especially our district schedule. We've got Pryor, Tahlequah, Claremore, Coweta. They're all tough.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not leaving anybody out, but I know I am. We had Sapulpa on there, extremely tough Sapulpa 6A team. Bartlesville is upcoming Thursday. We like to try to pick on the bigger guys and kind of see what we got. I was recently in a conversation with one of my parents, and they just said, well, you got to play those tough teams to find out where your guys are at. And, they're right. They are. And you got to pick on some guys that are maybe a little bit bigger than you. Tournament-wise, Verdigris tournament over spring break was very tough. Obviously, Verdigris is always good. Coach Keith has his boys always ready to play. But we started gelling really well in that tournament before tragedy struck. But we started really gelling in that tournament. We played Sapulpa for the second time. They threw their number 1 at us. They beat us 6-3. You don't ever like to be proud of a loss, but that was a pretty big stepping stone. And then our junior left-handed pitcher goes and throws a no-hitter against Miami the following day. So that was pretty huge. We went to Tennessee, and I knew what we were getting into, part of that tough team deal. We played against schools, twice our size. They'd be 6A here. I'm not sure what they are in Tennessee, but they're very tough. All the teams we played went to their state tournament last year, and I want to say we played their state runner-up, but I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly, but they were very tough, and had some guys going to some big D1s. We played against a kid going to Vandy, played against a kid going to Tennessee, and then come back for the victory tournament, which unfortunately we didn't get to play all of because it rained so much that weekend.
Yeah.
So that would have been a great tournament for us had we been able to play the whole thing, but we weren't. But schedule-wise, tournament-wise, that's where we're at, and you got to play the tough guys. You have to.
Well, as we head into the last week of the season, Chase, we want to wish you the very best of luck, and we'll be following you in the playoffs.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Stay with us on Inside Tulsa Athletics. More coming up right after this.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
When you don't want it, what do you do with it? Go to TulsaRefuse.org. There, you'll learn what to do with stuff you don't know what to do with. Just give us a click. TulsaRefuse.org. It's what you do when you don't know what to do with stuff.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
We continue inside Tulsa Athletics as we welcome aboard the head soccer coach at Booker T. Washington High School, Cassie Emery. And Cassie, when we take a look at what is happening in soccer, the interest in it, has that had an impact with you at Booker T. Washington?
Yeah, I think we're getting more people interested in us because our program's doing so well this season. I think this is the best they've done in a while as far as being undefeated and possibly being district champs this season.
Well, kind of for our audience, bring us up to date on when you started the season and where you are today, and that they will know that you're kind of in that groove over there where a state champion, maybe in football, maybe in girls basketball, in swimming. Are you looking at that?
Yeah, at the start of the season, we played several 6A teams, and they were all really close matches. I scheduled 6A so we could get used to that high level. And then when we started district games, we were doing really well against them because we were competing up here with the 6A. When we came down to 5A, we were competing really well. Yeah, our girls see that state championships is becoming the norm at Booker T, and they want to join. They saw that basketball won, swimming has won, football has won, and so now our girls want a ring also.
When you take a look at a team, and as the head coach, I think that every head coach at the beginning of the season has certain expectations that they really think is going to happen with the team. Sometimes it goes beyond that. Sometimes it doesn't quite get there. And I think in most instances, coaches are expecting maybe a lot more than they're going to get. But give me your idea and what is happening at Booker T along that line.
My expectations for the girls, I tell them all the time, I don't care if we lose as long as they give 100%. And with the talent and skill that they have, when they give 100%, it's going to be difficult for us to lose because they're very good. So they've given 100% and we've gone undefeated. And my expectations for them from day one was to win state, and I still have that same expectation because last year I worked for Bishop Kelly, who is the defending 5A state champion, and Booker T was able to beat them last year. And I told them, let's roll that over to this year when we're down at 5A, do it again, and hopefully come home with a ring.
When you take a look at what has happened, and I just mentioned it there, but with the state championships that they've had in girls basketball and in swimming, in football, do those state championships create an interest in your kids wanting also to get that gold ball?
Yes, it's a positive environment going around the athletic building at Booker T. Everybody is getting to have these pep rallies and recognition, and they get to come to school with their rings and show everybody, and my girls want that exact same thing.
Well, that's good, isn't it?
Yes, it's great.
Because there's so many times that if that was on the opposite side, where there was no success in the athletic program, it would be much more difficult for you to keep the kids at a high level in their practice, in their games, and in their attitude toward the sport. That where if they success elsewhere, they want to be there with them.
Right. I don't have to spend a lot of my time trying to boost morale. It's already up. I just have to I get to focus on soccer, and that's what's important.
When you take a look at your team, how many seniors do you have, and what do you have coming in the future?
We have 4 seniors, and they're all going on to play, which is great. And then my junior class is pretty big. Well, pretty big, I guess. I have about 5-ish. So losing the 4 seniors it's sad. I will miss them because they're all very talented. As I said, they're going on to play, so they all play at a high level for me. so it'll be hard to replace them. But we will have talent coming in as well, I'm sure. It's hard because Booker T doesn't really have a feeder school, so I don't know exactly who's coming, but I've heard good things from just parents kind of talking here and there that we have people coming. So I'm excited for the future, but focused on now.
Well, that's what I was going to say. For if the success that you have, I'm sure that academically, for the kids who want to come to Booker T. Washington, that they would want to come not only for the academic but also for the soccer.
I would hope so.
Yes. All right, tell us real quickly here at the end of the season, the playoff, and what's going to occur there.
We have one more district game tomorrow night. It was actually a makeup game. We play Tahlequah, and if we win that game, then we will host first round of playoffs, which will be May 1st. And right now, if the brackets stay as I think they will, we'll play Edison.
Have you played Edison this year?
No.
Have you scouted them?
I've seen them play. My younger sister plays high school soccer, and she played Edison, so I went to watch that. They're good. Their goalie is very good, so it'll be a challenging game, but we'll host, and hopefully we'll have home field advantage and a lot of momentum going into it.
Well, Coach, we want to wish you the very best, and it seems like that you've got the kids going great at Booker T. Washington High School, and hopefully we'll have you back here as you play for a state title.
Yep, I hope so too. Thank you for having me.
Stay with us on Inside Tulsa Athletics. More coming up right after this.
Stuff. When you don't want it, what do you do with it? Go to TulsaRefuse.org. There, you'll learn what to do with stuff you don't know what to do with. Just give us a click. TulsaRefuse.org. It's what you do when you don't know what to do with stuff.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Are you suffering from stuff? Stuff you don't know how to get rid of? Go to TulsaRefuse.org. Learn how to get rid of stuff easily and properly. TulsaRefuse.org. Just give us a click. It's that simple.
We continue inside Tulsa Athletics as we welcome aboard Coach Connor Whittam, who is the head soccer coach at East Central High School, and 15-0, first time in East Central soccer history. You're 15-0 at this point. You've got to feel good about your team.
We feel really, really good about it. We had a really good season. We were able to beat some really good teams. We beat Broken Arrow, who's the 6A state champions. And then in district play, we played a really close game against Booker T, beat them 1-0, played a really close game with Rogers, beat them 1-0, and then we were able to kind of finish out the district play strong with the district championship and undefeated.
Well, when you take a look, tell our viewers about the Cardinals, the number of kids you have, and just why that you have such a great program at East Central High School.
So every year we have about 90 to 100 students come and try out for the team. And obviously I can't take them all. So I usually have about 35 to 40 students, and that are all good kids. They keep their grades up, they do their schoolwork, they show up to school every day, they show up on time, and it's kind of ingrained into our program. And just kids that want to work hard, kids that have tasted success. So we've won 6 district championships in the last 6 years. We've been to 5 semifinals, 1 finals appearance. So kids that are driven to want to do well and want to perform because it's the program's expectations.
Now you're going to host the first round of the playoffs.
Yes.
That is on May 1?
May the 1st. We will host at East Central the first round of the playoffs against either Durant or Collinsville. They play this evening, and so we're going to host one of those 2 teams in the first round.
When you look at them, when you get to this point, in a lot of sports, it seems like that on any given night, a team can win. How do you feel that the Cardinals fit in with the other teams that's coming in to the state playoffs?
So I've watched several teams play. Like I said, we played against Booker T, good team. I've watched Bishop Kelly play, who won the state championship last year. They're a really solid team. And we stack up nicely with those teams. Something that we do really well is we have a lot of possession of the ball. We haven't scored loads of goals in a lot of different games, but we have a lot of possession of the ball. And I always say that if you can have the ball, well, then the other team cannot score on you.
That's right.
And so that's kind of the focal point of our team is to keep ourselves from getting chances on us, but keeping the ball, and I think that translates well to the playoffs and for the success that we want to have.
How has the kids reacted for this is the 6th time in a row that you won a district championship?
Mm-hmm.
How have your kids reacted to that?
Well, the disappointment of not winning the state championship last year when we were the better side in the final really drove these kids on. It kind of became just, we all have bracelets that say unfinished business on them. We all talk about all the time that we've got business that we should have finished last year that we didn't. And so it's driven them on, and they don't want to be the team that doesn't win a district championship because everybody before them's done it, or be the team that doesn't make the semifinals or doesn't achieve in the playoffs because all the people before them have done it.
When you take a look, where is the toughest competition? Is it on the east side or the west side of the state?
This year, I haven't been able to see many teams on the west side of the state. They have some good teams, Northwest Clawson, Bishop McGuinness. And this side of the state has a bunch of good teams. Edison is always good. Booker T is a good team. We played them. Bishop Kelly's a good team. Rogers is a good team. So we've got several teams over here that are really, really good who I think can all compete to make the semis or even make a run at the finals.
So when you get out of this section of the state, you've got to be pretty good.
Yeah, you do. You've got to be just on top of your game all the time because someone can hit you and beat you really easily.
Coming in at this time, as we mentioned, 15-0, have you had a couple of players or maybe 3 that just really surprised you and the ability that they have brought aboard for you?
Yeah, I have a senior who hadn't played much his 3 years. He was just a kind of a fringe player, and he's this year stepped up, played outside back for us, started every game, played almost every minute of every game. Alejandro Gonzalez, just I was a little worried, and he just exceeded all of my expectations and did everything that I've asked of him to do this year. That's one for sure, and another one would be this kid named Israel Mendoza, a junior who played JV his first 2 years and never even played one varsity minute, and he has given us just loads of time this year and doing the things that we asked to do, and he's been just a great performer for us this year.
Well, Connor, has those kids put a lot of time into working outside of what you do with the program?
Yeah, so our school is just, and our community is just special because they love to play soccer. When I drive by, I live by the school, our kids are always there playing. When we have a day off of school, maybe we're doing a professional development, and I go outside to leave at the end of the day, our kids are out there playing. So they're always putting extra time in, and they play club and all the time, and the Hispanic leagues, and they're playing all the time to get better and achieve for us.
Well, with the increase in the number of kids who are playing, how has your attendance been?
It's been great. The kids know that they have to do the right things, and because of our community, they come and support our team. We've been at many games away games where we have more fans than the home team because our community supports us. Our students are great. Our student athletes are great. Our administration, our teachers, they all come and support us because we've been successful and we're doing well.
Does the majority of your soccer players play only soccer, or do some of them play other sports?
I have a few players that run cross country and run track, but a majority of them, soccer is their thing, and that's the thing that they focus on basically 24/7.
So as a result of that, when it comes to summer, then they continue to play soccer in some capacity.
Yep, all the time, always playing.
Connor, always a pleasure having you aboard. I want to wish you the very best of luck. And your goal, 19-0 only goal ball, we're pulling for you.
Thank you very much.
Stay with us on Inside Tulsa Athletics. More coming up right after this.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Are you suffering from stuff? Stuff you don't know how to get rid of? Go to TulsaRefuse.org. Learn how to get rid of stuff easily and properly. TulsaRefuse.org. Just give us a click. It's that simple.
We continue Inside Tulsa Athletics as we welcome aboard the new head girls basketball coach at East Central High School, Coach Gary Pitts. And Gary, it's a pleasure having you aboard, and the new head coach at East Central. That's going to be a lot of fun.
it's gonna be different. But it's being an assistant for 8 years, it's gonna be a little different. But I'm looking forward to it.
You know, when I say a lot of fun, because you have been a part of so much success with the East Central Girls program, that that becomes a lot of fun working, and I'm sure that you will continue it just like you've been doing the last 8 years.
Well, you always say if that's not broke, don't try to fix it, you know. And so we're going to stay on some of the same things we're going to be doing, you know. And you're right, we have been successful. Me and Coach Mack has been very successful, and I'm looking forward to taking the girls that we've had in the program and to continue that success.
When you take a look, what girls do you have coming back? You played a lot of young kids last year. So what do you have coming back that is going to be the foundation of your program?
Well, we have several girls. We have Journey coming back. We have T.T. Mitchell coming back. Ariana Mack is coming back. We have a post. Shay Stone is coming back. So we have everybody pretty much coming back. Rashawn Wilson, except for we had two seniors graduated this year. Taya Johnson, and so she's one of the main seniors that graduated, played quite a bit. But for the most part, we have everybody coming back.
You know, it seems like anymore that the summer programs are so important. Have you had time to really finalize or materialize a summer program for the girls?
Not really. What I'm doing right now, I'm getting my coaching staff together. I think I may have James Asbury coming along with me on board, and then I'm trying to get a couple of other assistant coaches. And we'll find out their scheduling and everything for the summer, and we'll get a summer program together and put that in place. I think the main thing I want to try to do for the summer is make sure the girls are stronger. You know, we've had quite a few injuries in the past, and we're going to try to avoid some of those if we can.
But that's something that you've done over there for a long time, isn't it? That you have really worked on the strength of the girls, and that to me pays off.
That's definitely. We usually get up early in the summer and we do a lot of running, do a lot of plyometrics over the past years, and it's worked out for us.
Okay, when you take a look, can you talk about the schedule next year, the tournaments that you're going to?
Yes, of course. You know, they took Booker T out of our schedule, so we won't be playing them anymore. We'll be playing in the Arkansas tournament we've played in over the past few years, the Tournament of Champions there.
Mm-hmm.
I believe we're being invited back to the Tournament of Champions here in Tulsa, and we'll be playing in the Shriners tournament in Muskogee this year. So those are the 3 tournaments that we'll have.
So I don't see any real gimme tournaments there.
None whatsoever. It's going to be tough, and you know our girls are a little older this year. So you know we played a bunch of sophomores last year and some freshmen. So I think with the year up under their belt and the scheduling we had last year, we'd be ready to compete.
Since you've been there for 8 years and now you're moving into the head coach, why to me the girls, it just nothing has changed because you're still there. And
Yeah.
I think that's good.
I think so. I think we will implement a lot of the things that we've had in the past, keep those going, and we'll add some new things, a wrinkle. You know, I have some touches I'll put on it, me personally, and then I think we'll go, and I don't think we will miss a beat.
Now, you mentioned the assistant coaches. You don't have your staff filled as of yet?
Not quite yet. I think the only one I'm pretty sure that'll be on board is Coach Asbury, who coached at Webster a few years back. But I'm sure he'll be on board with me this year.
Now, I don't mean to get deep into your coaching philosophy, but after spending 8 years with Sammy Mack, how much and what difference will you put in with the kids? Will you be more of a pressure defense? Will you be more of a transition offense?
I don't think he can get more pressure than Sammy put on people. So
that's right.
We'll pretty much stay to the same, but add a little bit, add a few twists. But we'll keep pressure on people. We'll play at maybe a little faster pace, maybe a little bit more transition than we did in the past. And but for the most part, I think the pressure that Sammy brought to the program, we'll keep that going.
There was something else, Gary, that I noticed a lot about East Central girls. That seems like you always had a good post girl. Do you have good post girls coming up?
We have a good post girl, maybe about 6 foot, 6'1", maybe. She's being looked at by a few schools, and so she should come into her own this year. Like I said, she was a sophomore last year. She didn't really pick up a ball till the 8th grade, so she was a little raw last year and the year before. But I expect big things out of her this year playing summer ball.
You've always had, to me, a good post girl, and you've always had a good point guard. How about your point guard?
Point guard would be pretty good. We had a sophomore, T.T. Mitchell, that led us in scoring last year, so she'll be coming back, and I expect her to be even better.
that in having kids back like that, that gives you an advantage as far as having to train them, having to teach them, because they know what you want and they're going to be trying to please you. So that makes them better, doesn't it?
That makes them better. That makes, they played together for a while. Some of these girls played together since 7th grade. So, and we won a championship, an 8th grade championship with about 4 of these girls. So I expect, being juniors now, that they're ready to take off to that next level.
And it always seems to me like that when you look at the East Central girls, they do look for one thing, a gold ball.
Every year.
And so you'll be looking for it.
Anything other than that would be disappointing.
Gary, I want to wish you the very best of luck. Enjoyed having you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Stay with us on Inside Tulsa Athletics. More coming up right after this.
Are you suffering from stuff? Stuff you don't know how to get rid of? Go to TulsaRefuse.org. Learn how to get rid of stuff easily and properly. TulsaRefuse.org. Just give us a click. It's that simple.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics as we welcome aboard the new head football coach at Memorial High School, Brian Worrell. And I'll tell you what, Brian, when you take a look at what you have done at Memorial, what you've been there 7 years.
Sure.
You've had some good players, you've had some bad players,
Yes,
you lost some good players, you keep some good players. Kind of talk about what you lost and what you have coming back.
Yeah, we of course we lost a quarterback last year, senior. Ronnie Wells, he's going to be gone this year. We have a few quarterbacks that are coming out for this next year that are going to be competing for the job. We also have had a couple of our linemen leave, a couple key linemen leave, but we get several of our good players back. One of those is Jamani Jones, who is our running back. He's a really good football player. He's going to be really good this year. He had a pretty good season last year, and so we're looking forward to having Jamani Jones back. He'll be a senior. He's got some D1 potential. And then we have Caleb Davis, who's going to be one of our offensive linemen and defensive linemen as well. And he's also a D1 prospect. And then we have Montavious Harris on the defensive side of the ball, who's been playing corner. He's been kind of my shutdown cornerback for the last 2 years, and he's definitely a D1 prospect as well. So we're looking forward to having those guys back, and I believe they're going to do a really good job, and it's their time to step up as seniors and really lead the team, and I think they're going to do a good job with that. So.
Brian, it seems like anymore that numbers are an important part in any form of athletics. How have the numbers been in football at Memorial High School?
We've had some good years. We've had a couple of years where we've had 45 or 50 come out. We've had a couple of years where we were close to 60. I'm going to say we were probably averaging around 40 to 45, and that's kind of about the number we're looking at right now. We're looking at about 45 kids coming out for spring ball as of right now, probably in the 45 to 50 range, which is great. That's great for us. That's good numbers. So we're looking forward to that. We're excited about it. So.
Now, in spring football, you can't until the other spring sports are over. You can't really just have the good football practice, can you?
Yes, sir. We have to wait till the I believe it's the final or the state track meets. When the state track meets are finally done, then that's when we get the opportunity to get out there and we get our 10 days for spring ball, and then we get out right there. We have to wait a few days before we can actually put on pads and hit, I think, and then after that we just get after it for 10 days. So.
And in those 10 days, a lot of the kids can step forward and make a name for themselves.
Yes, sir.
Or they can not step forward and get a name for themselves.
Yes, sir. You're correct. It's definitely one of those deals where the kids have to step up to the plate and do their best to get out there and compete for a spot. Every spot's open right now, absolutely, and that's what it's all about, is competing for those top spots. So that's what they've got to do. As soon as we get out there spring ball, they got to get after it. So.
Well, Brian, talk about the schedule that you have next year.
We've got a couple new opponents in the district. They moved in. Rogers and East Central are in our district this year. We start off with Central. We have week 1. We've got Edison week 2. Then we have non-district, our last third game, which is going to be Bishop Kelly. which is that's going to be a tough one for us. And of course, I mean, they're all going to be tough. We respect all of our opponents. You know, we're going to do our best to compete with everybody. I believe we open up with East Central. I believe is our opening district game. We feel as of right now we're pretty confident, pretty comfortable in what we've got, and I think we can compete very well with our non-district and our district games at this time. I think we're going to be able to compete very well if we stay healthy. So.
And you know, when you take a look at the district in Oklahoma anymore, which I think we have a great playoff system, where the top 4 teams advance to the playoffs.
Sure.
So when you look at your district, what are the chances of being in that top 4?
I think our chances are really good at this point in time. We've got, like I said, we've got some really good players coming back, some great offensive players, a couple of great defensive players. We're gonna do a few little tweaks here on the offense, change a few little things here and there, as well as our defense, which is going to make us competitive again. And I think we're going to be able to compete with anybody that we play against. So I think we're going to have a really good shot to making those top 4.
Brian, it seems like that anymore that summer programs are so important. What will you do with your football team during the summer?
Typically, what we do is we do a 4-day week workout. It's Monday through Thursday. They'll come in the mornings. We go for a couple hours in the mornings. They lift, and they do some strength and conditioning. Of course, they do some lifting, and then they'll also do some running and stuff like that outside. We do plyometrics, all kinds of stuff, and that's really a key component to getting those kids in shape for the summer, and for when August comes, because we got the heat and everything else, so we got to get those kids in real good shape, and that's what we do. So it's a Monday through Thursday deal. We kind of give them Fridays off, just kind of let them spend time with their families and rest up a little bit. But Monday through Thursday, it's go time. So.
Well, I always enjoy watching that because if the kids don't do that, when it comes time for them really to go to work outside, as you mentioned, it's going to be tough for them. But if they do this throughout the summer, then it's not as tough on them.
It's not, absolutely it's not. It's definitely one of those things that if they're there every single day, or they get there as much as they can possibly be there, which they're expected to be there every day, of course, they know they're going to be, in shape, and they're going to be ready to go come August. And if they don't show up, then they know they're going to be struggling a little bit, and hopefully, we can get them in shape in time. But I think that most of our kids are looking forward to coming out for the summer pride workouts.
Well, Brian, I want to wish you the very best of luck. Enjoy having you on Inside Tulsa Athletics, and hope to see you on the field.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Stay with us on Inside Tulsa Athletics. More coming up right after this.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
Are you suffering from stuff? Stuff you don't know how to get rid of? Go to TulsaRefuse.org. Learn how to get rid of stuff easily and properly. TulsaRefuse.org. Just give us a click. It's that simple.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics as we welcome aboard the Director of Athletics for the Tulsa Public Schools, Gil Cloud. And Gil, when we take a look at what's going on today in education and in athletics, there's always some building projects going on, and you have a lot of them happening in the Tulsa Public Schools.
JB, we're really excited. The 2015 bond issue gave the Interscholastic Athletics Department about $42 million over a 6-year period of the $415 million that was voted for education. And so we have started those projects now. And the first big project is out of the ground. Moving forward is the McLean Fieldhouse. McLean has not had a field house for basketball since the inception of the school, which is over 60 years ago. And this will really be a great addition to their campus there. If people have been by McLean, the parking lot that was west of the stadium basically is going to be engulfed by this facility. So it'll be right on Peoria. It'll be very visible to the patrons driving by. We'll be doing a parking lot south of the stadium, where the baseball field currently is over there, and we'll have to do that to accommodate the number of cars that we'll need for football and basketball throughout the year. They'll also, at that site, we'll be able to build an auxiliary gym, which will be right next to the main field house. And that's really important, as we look at the configuration of our schools. We have 5 schools now that have 7 through 12 on their campus. And the use of facilities, dressing rooms, and fields and the gymnasiums become pretty crowded when you have all those teams on one campus. So to be able to have another area that we can have junior high basketball, boys and girls basketball, and all that. One of the things that people kind of forget about, I think, sometimes when you look at all of the schools that we have, with the exception of Booker T, which was built 20 years ago. The new Booker T was built 25 years ago. All of our schools were built for boys-only athletics.
That's true.
Because girls did not participate in athletics. So the number of dressing rooms, the number of available fields, and all those things were minimized, to a single gender type of activity. So that having to catch up with that, has cost us a lot. And but we're doing it. Obviously we are all engulfed and committed to Title IX to make sure that we provide equal opportunity for boys and girls to participate. And so this gives us, when we build an auxiliary gym, a year ago we just finished the auxiliary gym at Central. And so what we did actually there was we utilized the area that used to be the swimming pool, filled the swimming pool in, and now they have a very, very nice second gym on their campus, so that the boys and girls in the 7th and 8th grade have a place to practice. So, we're catching up with that, but I think it's been good. One we're really excited about, you don't get to build too many stadiums in your career. But we're getting ready. In November, we'll start the project at Will Rogers College High to build a stadium there on that campus.
And really describe that, because I don't think people understand how beautiful that's going to be.
That's going to be fantastic. The stadium will be built there where the practice field is now, which is down in a floodplain area. And funds were used to redevelop that area. When I played there in the 60s, the practice field was level with 5th place. Well, now it's about 20 feet below 5th place now. And so we'll have grandstands on both sides that'll go down into the valley, and you'll enter the stadium on the east side of the stadium and come in at the top of the grandstand. Yep. It'll be a bridge that will come from the parking lot to the grandstand. Concession, restrooms, everything will be located in that area. So it won't be down on the lower level. And with the addition of the lights and everything, and it's great because we share stadiums now. We have 5 stadiums, for our 9 schools and our 11 middle schools. We have some of our stadiums that are used 4 or 5 nights a week because of all the different teams and levels and so on. So this gives us a little bit of breathing room with that one, and that will start in November. We've had some preliminary meetings and we've looked at some preliminary drawings and everything, but that project starts in November. And then one this summer that will add to our inventory. We've had Carver Stadium, which used to be old Hornet Stadium, and it was Hornet Stadium when I played there. And we redid the concession and restrooms about 8 years ago, so that's in good shape, but the field itself is not.
Gil, we're going to have to take a break.
Let's come back to that.
We want to come back because I know that people are listening and want to see that new stadium as it comes about. Stay with us. We're back with Gil Cloud right after this.
Stuff. When you don't want it, what do you do with it? Go to TulsaRefuse.org. There, you'll learn what to do with stuff you don't know what to do with. Just give us a click. TulsaRefuse.org. It's what you do when you don't know what to do with stuff. Are you suffering from stuff? Stuff you don't know how to get rid of? Go to TulsaRefuse.org. Learn how to get rid of stuff easily and properly. TulsaRefuse.org. Just give us a click. It's that simple.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics as we continue visiting with Gil Cloud, Director of Athletics for the Tulsa Public Schools. And Gil, you were right in the middle there of the projects and talking about what was going on, so pick up.
Well, I want to finish up with Carver because that's really a diamond in the rough for us. I think the Carver Stadium that we've closed 4 years ago because the natural grass surface had gotten in really disrepair, and it wasn't safe for our student athletes to have game type situations out there. We're going to be putting artificial turf there, hopefully this summer, and that will give us another stadium there on in the north side, which will really help us with the overcrowding of some of our stadiums. That we can have another night there and play on Mondays, JV games, Tuesday or Thursday, junior high games, and of course it puts another facility on campus. So we're excited about that, really excited about that. And the last big one that is on the board right now will be East Central's new gymnasium. And that gymnasium, we've had preliminary talks on that one. That one we will start a year from this August. And we'll be building it where the current tennis courts are now. So it'll face 11th Street when you come by East Central, and just west of the main building, a separate building. And we like to try to do that if we can so we don't have to open the entire school building when we have an event at the gymnasium. We can just open that particular facility. And that'll be a year. So we're thinking about 2020 or 21, we'll be able to open it. And then we'll be down basically to Central and Hale. Will be the only two that will not have a new field house. But what we did at Hale 2 years ago, I'm doing at Central this summer, matter of fact in 2 weeks. We went in and took the floor all the way down to the white pine, put new logos, put new seal and polyurethane, and it brightened that gym up at Hale, and we're going to do the same thing at Central. So the Central Braves will literally have a new floor without having a new floor, but we'll take it down. And the company that we are involved in with to do that, his last gig was the Final Four. He did all the floors for all the regionals and everything, and he lives in Jinx and has become a very good friend of ours. And but he'll be starting there on April 30th. Takes about 2 weeks, so for summer league and all that, Central will be ready.
Well, it seems like there's going to be so many new programs from the facilities that it just looks like everything is going in the right direction. Now let's take a look at coaches. Always some coaching changes.
It's a never-ending battle to find good folks to be with our kids. And we this year have had openings in the football job at Webster, and really excited about Scott Robb, who is the offensive coordinator at Edmond Memorial, will be taking that football job over. We hope to have him on in one of our last shows here in the next 2 weeks. But a tremendous background, been in Texas for 12 or 13 years as a coach, been head coach at Kellyville, but he takes over there at Webster. Currently, now we have the McLean job, which will begin this week on interviews, and the McLean girls basketball job will begin on Friday with interviews. And then next week I have the girls basketball coach at Central. And then as of this morning, the Rogers football job has come open. And so we in our office get involved directly with football and basketball because those are revenue producing sports. And we really want to help the principals and athletic directors with those programs because that's where they make their money and that's where they are able to purchase equipment and everything for their kids. So we're going to be busy with some searches here over the next 2 weeks.
Well, it seems like, though, that every time that openings come, that you do have some very qualified people wanting to come to Tulsa?
I tell you, JB, I've really, really been impressed the last 6 years that we've been here with the quality of coach that we've attracted to Tulsa. And I'm really excited about these opportunities. You know, anytime we get to a situation, you know, where you are replacing people, I think it's a positive, because you interview people and you find out what other people are doing by doing that, and you can implement some of those things in your program. So, you know, people say they dread going through searches. I really don't. I really think it's an edifying experience for the people, the committee that's involved and everything, to find out what some of the new secrets are out there that people are using.
Well, I couldn't agree more, and Gil, we're just about out of time, but it just seems like that you've done a tremendous job in bringing some very qualified people into the coaching ranks of the Tulsa Public Schools, and I know that the people in each of those school districts appreciate it.
Well, I hope they do, and I just feel blessed to be able to sell a product like Tulsa. I think it's a great place. And
well, we appreciate you being with us on Inside Tulsa Athletics, and we'll see you again, in 1 week?
Yeah, see you then.
Stay with us on Inside Tulsa Athletics. More coming up right after this.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education?
What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job?
Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher.
You got the skills.
The smarts?
Yes, you.
You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess?
What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Are you suffering from stuff? Stuff you don't know how to get rid of? Go to TulsaRefuse.org. Learn how to get rid of stuff easily and properly. TulsaRefuse.org. Just give us a click. It's that simple.
Thanks for being with us today on Inside Tulsa Athletics. And as we always ask you, get out and support the girls and boys athletic program of the Tulsa Public Schools. The young boys and girls need your support, and if you go back to your high school and give them a little support for an athletic event, I think they will really appreciate it. So again, thanks for being with us on Inside Tulsa Athletics. Hope to see you again in 2 weeks as we continue to follow the athletic program of the Tulsa Public Schools.